Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to go over an interesting new build that I have made, which is Tiger Yin Viper. So Tiger Yin is a DPS shell, but the interesting thing about this shell is that it's along with Law of Silence, I think the only shell that has Bloodbath on it. So it lets you add that bit of tankiness as well as go for damage. Bulwark might not be ideal, but it works in this case. This is the only three-piece mystic shell that I had, mythic shell that I had. And as you can see, even the passive, there's a lot of stuff that can be done. Like I do want to get this into red here and probably get attack 24 to 30%. That would be ideal. And get the crit rate up because you do want to have them at about 100% crit rate, which I've got at the moment. So if I can find a bit more of crit rate here, then I'll put that into crit damage. So the build is simple. On the right side matrix, it's a triple build, you could say. So we've got effect accuracy, which helps with his debuffs that he lands. We've got HP bonus to give him tankiness, and we've got crit rate to add damage. So the build here is basically, since this Tiger Yen every 3 turns does deal an 180% extra damage, it's kind of to make with Viper a stripper come damage dealer. And so far, my testing and results have been quite interesting. I'll go through a couple of games now and then we'll talk about it a little more. So, where do we go? We go to Battle Report. Let's check out this game. So, I typically play a bruiser lineup and I'll talk about this lineup a bit as well. So, this lineup is basically built around counter attacking. So Plume is the one that didn't get banned. I was expecting Plume to get banned, but she didn't end up getting banned. Now we'll see the Viper take a turn, and the White Fang also went off, and you can see that's decent damage. And he lands the debuffs because typically 100% accuracy can be kind of good enough to at least give him a chance of landing the debuff. So you can see that was a quick game. The second game was a little longer. So here it's a typical lineup. You can see Tiamat, two healers, Lily. So this game will be a little longer. But the concept is pretty much the same that Viper will counter attack, so he ends up stripping. And at the same time, he's also dealing damage. That's what kind of makes him better. So he cannot be your main DPS, but as a secondary DPS in the lineup who's also doing the job of stripping is, I think, quite interesting. I think a similar build could be tried on a Heinrich maybe, but I'll have to experiment with that a little bit. But definitely with Viper, because of the number of turns that he takes, the damage that he deals over time is a lot better. So I don't know if we can speed this up in any way. So you see the he's dealing pretty decent damage, and he'll end up taking multiple turns, right? And plus he's landing pretty much landing his debuffs. It will not work probably if it's a triple resistance Ling Lao, but there's always a chance, right? In this game, accuracy kind of is a better stat than effect resistance. Even with triple right F-res on Ling Lao, which I typically use, it doesn't seem to work most of the time. So I think even just with one accuracy piece, he's landing most of his stuff. And this would be really good in a cleave matchup. I have not managed to find a game where I'm getting cleaved in any way yet. But I think this would be very good as a counter build for getting cleaved because Viper will cut and he will end up taking a turn because of his passive. So the game goes on for a bit, but you get the idea here. So I'm just going to back out of this. We did end up winning this. The idea was just to show you guys the amount of damage that he can do. Now we'll just go back to the stats a little bit and talk about what you should be aiming for in the substats. Now this is actually for this build to work, and there is a lot of room on my gear as well to improve. what you typically want is crit rate in all your substats. So you'll see that I focused quite a bit around the crit rate. You can see 6% here, 9% here, 6% here, because eventually I want to replace this crit rate with crit damage. And I can do that only once I manage to find enough substats of crit rate. So that's the first stat that we are looking for. Second stat, we are looking for anything to make him a little more tankier. Attack bonus is good, but I took this piece because it had defense bonus and the crit rate. You can see here again defense bonus. Here again we have defense bonus, and effect accuracy also works. So this build is stat hungry. The better stats you can get on the substats, the better this build becomes. And definitely once I fine tune this Tiger Yin a little more, because right now, oh, okay, we do have some chips, but typically what you want to get here is get the 24 to 30% attack, and on this you want to get crit damage 24 to 30%. And on the third part, you don't want to go for damage or damage reduction. You basically go for insight or gaze, one of the two, because you do want him to be stripping as well. Because if we look at his skills, in case anyone is not familiar with him, if you see this at the start of the battle, once you level up the S1, he gets this passive basically with Serpent Skin. Whenever this is triggered, so he ends up using his Scale Sash, which is his S3. So he will be taking multiple turns, and this puts his speed down and reduce attack. So very good again against attack based damage dealers. This works really well. uh, and this is the passive that I'm talking about. So he is going to help with damage reduction as well. Also counter attack chance. He has a 12% counter attack chance. So he scales really well, and obviously he's very easy to build because it's a purple lattice hero. So you can go 5 5 5 on him. And yeah, so I just wanted to share this build. I will fine tune this a lot more and do a follow up video as well later, but I think it's definitely worth doing a build on this. So Tiger Yin, I think for attack based bruisers is going to be really good. So I think it works very well on a Viper. Another candidate for this would be, actually, I don't want to talk about it now. I want to do a little more testing before I give any concrete feedback. But definitely on Viper, I think this could be the go-to build. Earlier, what I was using was Golden Lion. Golden Lion's also pretty good on him, but I just feel Tiger Yin is working out a lot better for me. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. Please do like and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day.